In a faraway kingdom, there once lived a kind-hearted young woman named Cinderella. She was known for her grace and gentleness, despite the hardships she faced. After the death of her mother, her father remarried, bringing into the household a new stepmother and two stepsisters. Tragically, her father also passed away, leaving Cinderella in the cruel care of her stepfamily. The stepmother and stepsisters were envious of Cinderella's beauty and kindness. They made her do all the household chores, dressed her in rags, and forced her to sleep in the cold attic. Despite their mistreatment, Cinderella remained hopeful and kind, finding solace in her animal friends and the memories of her loving parents. One day, an announcement was made throughout the kingdom. The prince was hosting a grand ball at the palace, inviting all the eligible maidens in the land. The stepmother and stepsisters were ecstatic, seeing this as their chance to gain favor with the prince. They spent days preparing their dresses and perfecting their appearances, while Cinderella was left to help them and denied any hope of attending the ball herself. On the night of the ball, Cinderella watched her stepfamily leave for the palace, feeling a pang of sadness. She retreated to the garden, tears streaming down her face. Suddenly, a soft, glowing light appeared before her. It was her fairy godmother, a kind and magical being who had been watching over Cinderella all along. With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed Cinderella's rags into a stunning ball gown of silver and gold. On her feet, she placed delicate glass slippers that shimmered like stars. A pumpkin from the garden turned into a grand carriage, and the mice and birds became elegant horses and footmen. Cinderella was finally ready for the ball, but there was one condition: the magic would wear off at the stroke of midnight. Cinderella arrived at the palace, taking everyone's breath away with her beauty and grace. The prince was immediately captivated by her, and asked her to dance. They spent the evening together, talking and laughing as if they had known each other forever. But as the clock struck midnight, Cinderella remembered her fairy godmother's warning. She fled the palace, leaving behind one of her glass slippers in her haste. The next day, the prince declared that he would marry the woman whose foot fit the glass slipper. He and his men traveled throughout the kingdom, visiting every house in search of his mysterious love. When they arrived at Cinderella's home, the stepsisters eagerly tried on the slipper, but it was too small for both of them. Cinderella's stepmother tried to hide her, but Cinderella's animal friends intervened, leading the prince to her. When Cinderella tried on the slipper, it fit perfectly. The prince recognized her immediately, and Cinderella revealed the other glass slipper she had kept. Overjoyed, the prince asked Cinderella to marry him, and she accepted.